Now,
Shouldn't it be 80 over 1?
80 over 1. Yeah, now it is. See, good job. That's why you want to do it. But of course, you still want to write this first, right? You want to write to show that, hey, this is the setup. Your teacher want to see this. So write what it right here, okay? Then reduce it. Yes, it'll be 80 over 1 pesos. Yeah, so 7 can go to 7 one time, can go into 560, 80 times. And then write it like this, 80 red over 1 pesos. But then you have to kind of like fix that into a singular. Actually, it's probably pesos, the same. Okay, then how would you go on to solve how many red ones could she buy for 60 pesos? So what do you do?
So then you do 60 pesos times 80 red ones over
Okay,
1 peso.
okay, that's it. But can I ask, is it okay I just continue right here? Like now,
No, you
why
have
not?
to rewrite.
Okay, good job. Now, the reason why is because this is not equals to this times that, right? Reasoning. Yeah, I recommend you do it. Don't try to shortcut it. In college, they tend to actually do something like this, like like that. Get it? And then it's like a brand new setup. But yeah, that's for shortcuts. But I recommend you rewrite it. Yes, good job. So I would rewrite it. Now it's not a big deal because you're still learning. You gotta be neat and yeah. So okay, what is it? We're timing it, right? So yeah, I see why you would say the 60 pesos times. You can do it right behind. Is that okay? You can do it right behind community property, right, of multiplication. So you can yeah, A times B equals B times A. So yeah, I recommend you do that, and then show the cross canceling of the units, and then gather what you got, right? Multiply straight across, and 2 zeros. Is that okay? And oh yeah, and the red will be your unit left. Okay, number 2. All right, the prince reigned in after what? Okay, yeah. After traveling 56 miles in 8 hours. Okay, so by that you know that it's gonna be a rate, right? You can set up as a rate or ratio. So 56 miles. I'll just abbreviate that for 8 hours. But then you
It's
know,
7 over 1.
yeah, 7/1. So it'll be 7. If you like, you can go ahead and shortcut it like this since you're about to use it, right? Likely. So I would rewrite it down here. But you could, set it equal to 7. You can, however you want, okay? But I'm using 7/1, miles per 1 hour. And then you're going to use this likely, right? What are we going to do? We're going to time? Yeah, right? So if you travel at this rate on the next day, how far? Am I right? Am I going to time? 14 hours? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So cancel the units. And 70 plus 28. So it's 98 miles. No, right, hold on. There you go. Okay, number 3. Um, I think you say O. I think that's how it's O or devapid. Meandered 40 miles in 5 hours. Meanders is like moving, traveling, like casually. Then he sauntered 60 miles in 10 hours. Okay, how much? Oh yeah, this is a good one. How much did his first rate exceed the second rate? How would you do it?
So the first one would be 8 over 1.
Okay, sure. How about this? Your teacher probably won't mind if you know that you can actually mentally cross cancel or reduce. I'm sorry, or yeah, reduced. So you get over 1 hour. You could just go right
And then
like that, and then
yeah.
and then what do you
And then
do?
the second one is 6 over 1.
6 over 1. Yes. So 6 miles. What are you going to do between them?
And then you have to subtract the first rate by the second rate. So 8 over 1 minus 6 over 1.
Yes.
So 8 minus 6.
So 2 miles.
And then 2 miles over 1 hour. So 2
Yep.
miles per hour.
The common denominator. Is that okay? Yeah, you can show
Yeah.
the work exactly this if you want. And then you could, I don't know, you could write it side to side. You could do like the abbreviation, like MPH if you want. There you go. Looks good to me. Alrighty then. On the next leg of the trip, David covered 40 miles in 20 hours. Okay. What was his average speed? It's so small. For all 3 legs of the trip. Okay, it says reminder, average cannot be averaged to determine the overall average. Okay, what does that mean, right? Anyway, thus, to find the average speed of all 3 legs of the trip, the total distance must be divided by the total time. Okay, they give you a hint there. You don't need to worry too much about the reminder part about average cannot be averaged, whatever that means. But the part is where it says thus, to find the average of all 3 legs. This is the hint right here of the trip. The total distance must be divided by the total time. What does that mean? What do you think you need to do here?
Well, first you have to reduce 40 over 20, which is 2 over 1.
Okay, that's not bad. I mean, you could do that. And then, okay, let's see what you're going to do with that. Okay, I was going to do something a little different, but I think it's going to work. But we'll do both ways. Let me see. So you reduce that, what are you going to get? What is that going to be?
2
2
miles over 1
miles.
hour.
Okay, this is number 4. Sorry, 2 miles over 1 hour. And now, what are you going to do with that? So that's just for the next leg. I'll label this as the next
And then
leg.
and then the other 2 legs is 8 miles over 1 hour, and then 2 miles over 1 hour.
Okay, what are you going to do? Let me double check. 8 miles. What do you get? Let me see. Where's the 8? Okay, what are you going to do with them?
Then you're going. You have to add the time, the total time.
Okay,
So 3
okay.
hours,
3 hours, and then what are you going to do after that?
and then you divide
We do by what, though?
the miles by the time.
But what are the miles? Tell me.
Um, so you have 12.
Okay, how do you get 12?
Or wait, because you have to add all the miles up.
Okay, but what are the miles?
8 miles,
And the
2
other one?
miles, and then 2 miles, and then 2 miles. There's
Okay,
two.
so I assume you got the 2 from the number 3, right? Is that what you
Yeah.
mean? Like the answer? Actually, no. You have to actually use the original, like 8, 6, and then 2.
Oh.
Now, now, actually, the way I thought of it is different. I thought, because basically I'm going by the way it's actually hinted it. I would have actually done. I think it's going to work. I'm pretty sure it's going to work. So let's do that one first. But okay, it's be 8 plus 6 plus 2. This, and this divided by 3. Is that okay? Because you said, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's 3 hours. So divide by 3. Now, yeah, you can write it like this, but my first thought was this because I'm going verbatim. I would have done it this way, but it actually should work this way too. But look, I thought I should be doing this. 40, look, number 3, okay, 40 plus 60 plus 40 again. See that? I add that and then I'll put on hold. Then I'll add that 5, look at, go back to number 3, 5 hours, 10 hours, and and the 20 hours, and and then divide the first sum by the second sum, right? But let's do this one first, and then we'll check the other one because we're actually we're given a hint to do that. the implied the original numbers though, but let's do this because this is like the reduced form of it. It should work. So it'll be 16 on top over 3. Let's do a mixed number on this one, okay? 5 and 1/3. Okay, so let's see. Now, I hope you're okay. I don't know if this is actually right, but because the way it's hinted at, you're supposed to be doing this. So let's see if this is, unless I made a mistake here. I'll go ahead and now I'm gonna do the other way, which I believe is supposed to be the way. So this is like the possible alternative answer, but I don't think it's right. Let me double check. 8, 6, and 2. Yeah, because the way it's worded, I mean, actually, I know it's supposed to be done not this way. I didn't think of it actually, the reduced form. I didn't think that at all. So I'm going to go by, we're going to check it right now, but double check if this is okay. 10, 16, yeah, over 3. And then convert into 5. This should be like, miles per hour, but I don't think that's right. Okay, here, number 4, the correct way, okay? But let's see. I recommend you write this way, okay? And you know how Dad was saying, dude, do it what I do here. I mean, just because you teach it, and I don't think you're thinking it. I don't think you're thinking that your teacher wanted this certain way, so you have to follow your teacher except verbatim. Remember, teacher change. Like next year, you have another teacher that organize it differently, and you've experienced that before. So, but the way I'm showing it to you here, it's actually like an algebraic because you're gonna have to do it this way no matter what, like a more condensed form. So let's take a look. Okay, it'll be 40 plus. Wait, double check. 40 original miles, and then 60 for the second. And then the third, I'm looking at this, okay? 40, 60, and then the third one will be 40 again. Okay, you see what I'm doing? Then all over, this is the miles on top. And then the hours are going to be on the bottom here. But what are the hours? I'm going 5. Let me box that. 5, 10, and 20. Do you follow? I'll write it. 5, 10, and 20. I know we can do this mentally. 10 and 20. So I have a feeling it's not going to be the same. And this is the right way because it even tells you to do it. It's saying that, hey, you add the miles up and then divide it by the hours. It says so right there, the tip. So you have to kind of like, follow it. Here it is. Total distance, not the reduced one. It doesn't, the way it's written, right? It's not the reduced. It doesn't say, you can do that. Divided by the total time. That's implied the original total values. Okay. Like the miles. So let's see what this is like. It's 140 on top. This is like, 100 and 140 on top over, what is that? 35 on the bottom. Okay. Now, we could reduce this and then we'll convert into, well, unless it's divisible. Check 140 divided by 35. Yep. It is divisible by 35. The answer is 40. The answer is 4 miles, dude, per hour. Don't forget the reason why it's 4 miles per hour because the original unit is miles and the bottom is hours. So it's going to be miles per hour. There it is. That's why this is not correct. So scratch that. You don't have to erase it. You can show your teacher that you learned, from your mistake. So look, things like this, how, like I was telling you, you don't need to erase anything. You can copy every single thing I do here. Your teacher will appreciate that you attempted it, like you try, you learn it and see if you can compare. So it's not the same as that. So therefore, this is the answer. So that's why, I have a feeling that maybe it would work, but no. Okay, this is good learning stuff here, learning lessons here. So anyway, this is number 4. Double check the math. I think everything is good. Yeah, and the calculator, yeah, says 4. Unit, but careful. Okay, miles per hour. Numerator is miles, the denominator is hours. So that's why. All right, you follow, right? You got that? Okay, all right. Number 5, I think you can do right. Have you had any trouble with that? You okay? You think you're okay? Number 5.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Number 6. Now, number 6 has some new concept. Let's skim through it. I can see it. Let's look. Right, the radius of a circle is 8 feet. Use 3.14 to approximate pi. Okay, but you're supposed to know what to do with them, right? So first, A, diameter of a circle with radius. Okay, now your teacher is supposed to give you this. So it's like circumference equals to 2 pi r, 2 times pi times r. The way sometimes they write x pi and then r, but I'm gonna write this because your teacher won't mind if you write exactly this, right? In later math, this is how it's gonna look. And Yeah, you might be seeing X and dot between them. I don't think so. It should look just like this. By this time, you see number near each other, next to each other, immediately next to each other. They're multiplication. So this is 1. There's another one, by the way, or, but you don't need to use it, I don't think. The other one is, the other version is circumference is equals to pi times diameter. If you didn't know, you should know both of them. The reason why that works is because two radius, right? 2 times 2r is the same thing as 1d. Do you understand why though? Here's a picture, a circle. Wait, let me draw it better. So a circle with the radius looking like this. If you have another one extended out this way, there's 2 of them, right? Therefore, this is the circumference. That's why you see it? Yeah. So it's commutative property that you can switch to r, in front of the r, and then the 2r becomes a diameter. It looks like a face. Santa Claus. Yeah, funny. Whatever. It's winter, dude. So all that in your head, right? All right. So A. Okay. Yeah. Right.
16.
Okay. You already had here. So wait. You should show the. Oh yeah, you're right. Good job. 2r is equals to diameter. So it's 2 times 8 equals the diameter, which is going to be 16. You can write exactly what I write here, or you can just write. I know you already got the answer. You can don't erase it. Just leave it. So yeah, 16 is the diameter. Do it the way that you did. Okay. What about B? So B, what is the circumference of a circle? So you're going to use the formula here. Now, here's the deal. Since you already got the diameter, right? You could even use this. Think about it, okay? You don't have to actually reuse the 2 pi, 2 times pi times r. I recommend you use pi times diameter. So circumference equals to pi, but the pi, they want you to use 3.14 times.
So
Now use,
3.14 times 16.
yes. Now, I recommend you write it the same way, right with the parentheses. Don't use a dot, don't use X. Is that okay? You see why? Because it's a decimal number. Use dot, it looks weird. Then I think your teacher allowed you to use calculator here. So I'll use the calculator here. Times 16. All right, so it's 5.24. 50, sorry, 50.24. 0.24. And what is the unit? This one. Oh, yeah, if it's a word problem, it's at least related to,
It's feet.
yes, so it's feet. It's distance. It's not area, it's not volume. So it's feet. One dimension. So that's B. Okay, what about C? Area. Okay, well, do you remember the area formula of a circle?
Uh,
Like the area is like the space inside the circle. It's pi times radius squared.
yeah.
I recommend you write this way. This is what you're gonna see later in later math. Even the teacher may use the X in between them, however, or yeah, don't just write it like that. Your teacher knows perfectly. So that's what you're gonna do. But then let's do the work. You can write it near, you can write above it, near C, whatever. You can write C. So it'll be 3.14 times, this time you do have to use the R. Is that okay? Yeah, you have to use the R. So it's going to be 8 squared or times 64. You can show some work. I mean, I'll do it like this, times 64. Because 8 squared, order operation, right? Exponent first, so 8 squared, so 8 times 8, so 64. And then you can times it by 3.14. So times 64. So it's equals to 200.96. What about the units?
Feet squared.
Yes, so it's feet squared. There you go. Okay, I know you could probably do the rest, but let me ask you, how would you set up number 7?
Uh, uh,
7
7.
10th of what number is?
7 would be 0.7 times x equals 49.
Yep. Don't forget placeholder. Please do that. Manny, you see what I'm doing? Please put the 0 there.
Yeah.
For the sake of your science, like physical science and your physics and your chemistry coming up, you will be frowned upon. Your teacher will actually get really mad. Your physics, your chemistry teacher, your biology teacher will get really mad. If you're ever going to take those, you have to take them. I'm sorry. Your teacher be really mad. I know you right now, you might not be writing it, but please write it because, yes, please write it. It will save you butt later on, and not just, for your teacher's sake. They'll get mad. It's for your sake too. So you're less liable to making mistakes instead of using just 7, man. Like, you know what I mean? All right. What is it again? 7/10.7 what? I'm sorry, I forgot what you said.
0.7 times x equals 490.
Is it I write just X like that? Like a cursive? Like, is that okay? Like a variable?
Yeah, I put
Okay.
the x in parentheses.
Okay. Wait. There's nothing wrong with that. Is that how you write it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Now I'm gonna tweak this. I recommend you write it without. Here's why. You want to see your equations? You want to look around for your equations before? You've seen it, right? They don't write the parentheses, like the problem, right? You could write it, but next time don't write it. This is the equation form. You see a problem, like you've seen the practice, not this one, but I know you saw it. Okay, it's not here. They don't put the parentheses. If your teacher does, don't do it. Just kind of, okay, go beyond that. Your teacher won't mind. Trust me, please trust me. So now there's nothing wrong with you writing that, but that's too much to do. You want to be neat. In math, there's punctuation involved. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, parentheses is more common when you're plugging something in, like substitute, to show like x equals 5, then you plug it in, you put it in between the parentheses, and that's it, to emphasize that's what you're going to do, and multiply whatever you want to do. So yeah, don't put the parentheses. Uh, write it more like a standard equation. You've seen this before. I know you've seen it. Now these things that I have written with the parentheses is because I show the substitution. Like the radius being 8. This is how you emphasize it. Some students don't do it. I don't know what you might not even write the parentheses as the way I do it. I recommend you do every single thing that I do. Every single punctuation that you've seen, unless I said, oh, you can do this and that, you can, however. But I recommend get used to the way I write here. This is standard. I'm not even kidding, okay? I've been doing this for years, okay? So just trust the way I punctuate things and go with it, and then it will be smooth sailing. So you're less liable to make mistakes later on. Please think about it, okay? Yeah, and then you can divide both sides. So now the parenthesis, that's too much going on there. That's distracting, by the way. The reason, too much ink, they're not going to print it. If they write a problem, they're not going to print it. Unless they're trying to emphasize a substitution or something. They're not going to do it in general. Unless it's an example, like a problem example. You flip back, you might see some before the actual assigned problems here. But don't do it. There's nothing wrong. I think you've been doing that, so try to not to do it anymore. There's nothing wrong with it, but you can stop one day, okay? Stop now. Yeah, I'm glad you kind of, like emphasize it so that I know what your thought on it. But you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. You've been doing that for a while. Your teacher might have done now on the board, but that's been a while now. Okay, I know practice like hey, how to do number something like number 7. Your teacher might have done that. I think it's possible. Don't do it anymore. I know, like your teacher won't care, won't mind. Trust me, okay? Like this, you can, but she knows this, okay? She knows this. You don't need to do that anymore. You've been doing too many times of it already, so therefore you could kind of like now stop doing it because that's not normal. I know you follow the rule. Your teacher won't care. Okay, I know I keep reiterating. So I have a feeling that's what your teacher did. You know how I always criticize teachers, okay? Not all the time, but this one, if that's the case, no. I'm sorry, dude, no. Okay, fraction. Okay, tell me how to do this one.
It's x
Okay,
times
x times.
3.
Okay, check this out. Now, I've been doing this with you. I think you remember I've been doing this now. I'm going to tweak it. Check it out. This is what you should do now, okay? You've seen equations, algebraic equations, a lot lately now. So I recommend you do it this way now. Do you see why? Does it look like things you've seen? You committedly switch them to make them look like an equation. But wait, tell me if you follow. Do you see it?
Yeah.
This looks natural. This looks like the problem that you've seen that you've been assigned to do without any of the wordings. Now you can rewrite that, as an improper fraction. 28/9. You don't need to, but you still have to do it anyway, eventually to solve, right? And then you multiply the reciprocal. But I just want to show you what I would have done. Here it is. I recommend you do this. I recommend you write it. Like, don't forget, Dad want you to write. You can write exactly this, okay? Try to make your X a little bit more cursive. Yeah, so it doesn't look like multiplication. Yeah, the X symbol. All right, I think you're good for the other one. Same thing with the, yeah, same thing with the, okay, I know, same thing with this, right? You'll be doing 720, no parenthesis, X. Take a look, is equals 420. And then you could divide both sides. Then you can do the decimal form of it, okay? Yeah, but you still have to get the fraction reduced. I recommend you reduce, don't do long division, you know what I'm talking about, right? If you divide both sides, become 420 over 720. Don't set up the long division. I just want to point that out. I think you know not to do that. Reduce this first to get it small, and then you put it in the house. Get it? Like, yeah, reduce it, the numerator, whatever you have left, put it in after you reduce. Yeah, reduce it first. So don't do that. You expend energy and time. I think you understand. I know you understand. They're equivalent. If you if you didn't know, like a reduced form of this fraction or the original of this fraction, you do long division, you know, but make sure the divisor is outside the house, that's inside. It'll be the same answer, exact same answer. But you don't want to do that. You don't have to. Mistake can happen. You actually use the original numbers in here, dude. You know what I mean? Like, man, it's long. Columns, how many columns are you going to expand? Like, you know, think about it. Right. 3 1/3. Okay. Yeah. You have to write that 3 1/3 of what number? So it's X like that equals. This one is good. It's written, arranged. No parenthesis around it. Don't put any parenthesis around that. Everything else is good. 2 and 1, same thing. Of this number, you multiply, right? This one? Is that okay? This one you multiply literally. Hey, write what I write here, okay? And then you could solve later on. Leave some gap. Yeah. Oh yeah. Leave some gap for it. 2 1/4 of what number? So it's X of what number times what number is 2 1/3. So I'm glad now I'm actually working on this now. I don't have to solve it, but I want to show you what I would have written before I continue solving it, so that you punctuate it correctly, and I'm right because you've seen the problem written exactly this way without the wordings, without word problems. Like stuff over here, I know that it's not these one. No, here it is, number 27. Look at that, right? I'm sorry, 17 and 18. Look at that. There it is. They don't put parentheses around the X. They don't put percentage around the P. So don't do that. So your teacher will accept it. No, yeah, unless he or she is mad. Sorry, dude, but no, they'll accept it. All right. Is that it? Wait. I'm sorry. There's one more, I think. Okay, Dad only sent me these two, so that means
Yeah.
wait. Oh yeah.
There's only two
It's right
pages.
here, dude. It's so small. Oh my iPad is so small. It's right in like right in front here. All right, let me see. Yeah, I have a mini, right? It's not. I used to have the old, the other one which just has a bigger screen, but yeah, I sold that one. Right. What is the volume? Okay, I think you know this one. Okay, but explain to me number 12.
So you have to.
So volume of a right solid. Now don't worry about the
So
word right. Yeah, it's just that it's straight up. When there's a base, this is the base or the face of it, and then it's straight up, like underneath
so
there.
you, yeah, so you have to divide the triangle and the square. So you put a line
Okay.
in
Could you do it?
between.
Can you do any other way? And nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. But that means you have to subtract. This is 11. Then you have to write. What is that? 9 up there, right? Right for right like 9 here and then 11 here. And then you split them. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Do you recognize this to be a particular shape that you could do differently because you were actually taught to use the formula before? So what is the shape of this again? The whole shape, not split.
Uh,
What is the shape of this?
Trapezoid.
Trapezoid. Normally it would stand this way or flip not like this could be faced that way. So this is a trapezoid. The bases, the two bases are up there. Base 1, base 2. See that? So imagine that, okay? So try to use imagination. So I recommend you use the trapezoid area. So A, T, or I would do A sub T, okay? A little fancy. You could do this. You copy this, okay? But write the formula for you. So base 1, sometimes they use like number 1, but subscript. Base 1 plus base 2 is a sum. You have to add them first, divided by 2 times the height. But the height would be this. I hope you're okay with that. That's perpendicular to the, like, one of the bases. Well, it's perpendicular to both bases. In this case, sorry. Yeah. See that? So this is the formula. But the later math would be 1/2 times the sum of the bases. Like, they would lowercase it, like this. But you don't have to do this one. And times the height. This is the area of, in algebra, when you start doing algebra, they don't even put the t. They just write that, and the student recognizes as trapezoid. But I believe this is how you had it before, when I worked with you for the shape for the first time. So look, please do this one. You know why I want you to do the trapezoid? Because you were taught to use the formula. You were doing the formula before, remember? Not me. This year now, last year maybe, I brought this up, but this year I saw this formula. You told me. Not just told me, I saw the an exercise for you to do it. Meaning that if you practice using it, you're not going to forget it. You know what I mean? Like, they gave you for a reason for you to reuse it. So use it again. Now, yes, I noticed that the student who used this book before cut through there. So yeah, that means the student, again, I'm sure that student did not have a guidance, that somebody to actually push them to reuse it. But you were using this on a problem, a geometry problem, before you were doing the solid volume. Okay, you were doing this formula. It was the shape of a trapezoid, and you were taught to use it. They made you do it. They made you use the formula. I remember it. So let's do it. Now, mind you though, it's supposed to be configured this way. This will be your B1, B2, okay? And then this will be the height. Is that okay? So here's how you plug in or use the formula. Okay, once you get that, what do you do after you get it? Well, let's do the area of it first. All right, let's do it. So somewhere, you don't need the A, you don't need the T. Just do A equals 20 plus 11. You write everything I write here. Divided by 2 times 26. And there's more. I recommend you write this. Please write this. Do you know why? Because I'm going to show you the fast math. I know you know it, but you might not want to do it. But please do it over 1. So I'm gonna do this because you can. 2 can go into 26 13 times, and then collect that simultaneous work here, and itself 1 time. Sorry, collect things simultaneous. I'll even emphasize it. Be 31 in the parenthesis and 13 on the outside times 13. Double check. Yeah, it's 30. All over 1. You don't need the 1 anymore. So this will be the area of the face here. But then what do we do? That's just the area. They want the volume. So let me use the calculator here. 31 times 13. 403. So it's 403 for now. I know the unit is squared, something squared, feet squared, but you don't have to do that because that's not the final answer.
Then you
What?
multiply by 6.
By 6, yes, because the height of this is 6. Yeah, times it by 6. So the volume, rewrite, okay? Don't continue from that. So take the 403 times 6. Yeah, here's the time. You can dot it, but I'm gonna parenthesize it. I recommend you do this now. Like, hey, I'm multiplying by 6. So times 6. Okay. So it's 2418. What's the unit?
Feet squared, feet cubed.
Yes, because it's volume. There it is. Double check the math here. Looks good. 31. Yeah, looks good. Okay, so tell me. I keep doing this. Tell me quick math, mental math from just A. B, we have to do it normal. What is the answer for A? You could write this attempt here, attempt that you're gonna do for A. Okay, here's what I would show the work, but then tell me the final answer. Your teacher won't want to see you set up vertically. Don't do this, okay? Because B you could do it, but don't do this for A. So don't do something like this for A. What is that? Oh, 1. Yeah, don't do this. Your teacher don't want you to do that because you were practicing moving the decimal left and right quick. Remember, with something 1, 0, 1, 10, whatever. So what is the quick answer to this one? If not, the next step you can write is 53 and then start moving the decimal over. See? You can write 53
Yeah,
first.
it'll be point zero zero point 0053
Let me see.
or 0.053.
Yeah,
Cause
0.0. Good. I'm glad you're saying that. I know. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, you could tell me just 0.053 and then we'll put the placeholder. Yeah, like there. So I think this is right. Double check. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's it. But you see how remember how I started it? I write 53, right? You remember? Yeah, I wrote 53, backtracking. And then I start collecting 1, 2, 3, like counting back. And then I could go ahead and do 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and add a 0 placeholder and then there. And then I'll place another 0 in front. Yeah, so this is the answer. But kind of pay attention to how I did that, and I think you know it, you understand that. Anyway, I'll let you do this one normal. You could set up this normal if you need to show the work, or I believe your teacher may allow you to use a calculator. But if you want to see the setup, yeah, I would do this setup this way, like that. That's okay. Then you could go ahead and add it. Now, check this out. You may ask, hey, do you need the 0 placeholder? No, this one you don't have to, but you could still write it, but don't use it. You know what I mean? Just multiply 5 to 53 and then 2 to 53 and then ignore this entirely. Then collect the 3 decimal places, 1, 2, 3. Is that okay? Yeah. But you can write it, but don't use it. Yeah, that one can save your butt too. But it's not that bad or anything. But for vertical multiplication there. Okay, I think you're good with this one, 14, but tell me how to set it up. Yeah, tell me how to set it up.
so it's 800 kilometers squared.
You mean 8,000? That's
Yeah.
cute. Oh, well, let's do is this okay? Like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Times 1,000 meters over 1 kilometer.
1,000 meters. Yeah, you got this, dude. Good job.
And then times.
And times it again, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you got this. You can write it, right? I recommend you write it down. What is it? 1 km. Yep. And then yeah, write it. Yeah, 1 km. And then you could finish it later. So your dad won't get mad. I told dad, dude, that I'm expecting you to get an A on the test. Well, like the thing that's related to this. Like I know you know it. Like I'm very confident that you know it. But sometimes dad, he doesn't work with you, so he doesn't fully know it. But there it is. Yeah, you got this. Oh yeah, that's your 2-unit conversion, right? I think. Let me see. Right there.
Wait, so
Oh yeah, you got more.
for 14, can't you, for the answer, can't you just add 6 zeros to the end of it?
Yes.
Uh,
No, actually, no. Good guess, but no. There are actually more zeros. If you multiply, right? There's 9. There are 9 zeros. See that? Think about it.
yeah, so you add 6 to the end, so it
Is
becomes
that what you
9?
mean? Yeah, you add 6 to the 8,000 ones.
Yeah.
Yes. I see. Yeah, you got this. But then you have to rewrite it. Okay, let's do it quickly because you got one more step to do. It's like write the result in scientific notation, and I'll explain. So it's gonna be let's write the standard one first. So yeah, you write 8 zeros and then 6 more zeros. So you could put a comma there. Like there's your what is that? A trillion, million, billion. Yeah, 8 trillion so far, and obviously it's gonna be this cancel, right? The km squared. So you're left with that squared, meter squared. So that's correct, but you have to write it as a scientific notation. Do you know why? Do you know why you have to write it as scientific notation for number 14? Just number 14. Do you know why?
Uh, so that way the number is like shorter. It's not.
Yeah, because in literature, like in like science books and no kidding, physics and astronomy, especially astronomy, they don't write numbers like this, because that take a lot of space. That's it. That's all. And it's bad. I mean, no one want to count, don't want to count the zeros or anything. So yeah, that's why. Yeah, this is how it's always been. Okay, in science and math now. But okay, how do you do it? How do you write this scientific notation?
Uh, so you have to move the decimal from behind the 0
Mm-hmm.
till it gets in between the 8 and the 0,
Yes.
which is 9. So it's 8.0. It's 8.0 times 10 to the ninth power.
Okay, that's it. You got this. Yeah, that's exactly it. 169. Yeah, that's the answer. Oh, don't forget, rewrite the unit squared. Yeah, you see, this is what I mean. That doesn't, know. Yeah, you can do this like really, really well. That's why I wasn't too concerned, but that, let's just do for that. Dad want to see you write a lot of work. And I assume you, like last time we worked, you finished it off, right? You wrote everything to turn in before, yeah. So, but Dad worried that you might spend too much time. But I know that you won't spend that much time. It's just like, look, I'll tell you, I mean, tell Dad, I can sense that you probably do it faster than some of the student by now. You know what I'm saying? Like some of your classmates. I mean, no, I know it. That may not realize that you're faster than some of the students that I work with. How about that? That's why I'm saying. So for sure, yeah, he may not realize it, but I know for sure. Yeah, but the way that I work with you, I ask you, some student will even more laggy, so he doesn't, yeah, now it's like I know, I understand, like before he told me that you spend a lot of time, but you're much better now. That's my point. I'm trying to get at, but I'll tell Dad. So yeah, you're much better, but you still have to spend time. I understand. Look at this, dude. Are you kidding? This will take you a little while. I know it. I know it. Trust me, I know it. Okay. Look, I don't like it myself, and I'm like, oh man, I look at this and like, man, that's like labor, but it's good for you. You have to do it. But okay, I think you're good, but I wanna look. Let's do 29. Um, okay, I know you know this one too, and then 30, and I know you know this one too. However, look how weird, right? The z to the z power, it's 2 squared, right? 6 squared, right? Minus plus here. Y is 6 squared.
Mm.
Oh, guess what? This two, you take them out right now. You understand why, right? Yeah, and then yeah, you want to see it? They're the same. So look, you could have taken this out from the beginning without having to. Oh, wait, let me do this correctly. Do it. Check this out, okay? Now leave some space there, or you can copy this down somewhere and you copy it back onto your work. Look at 30 quickly, okay? In algebra, you won't even substitute these things in right here because they're actually additive inverse of each other. They're additive inverse of each other. That means they're going to cancel out no matter what you do, even whether you plug in or not. Even when you don't plug in, you still don't use this. Do you understand? Take them out. That means the only setup, the only substitution that you have to show, guess what? Here it is. I'm going to show you the work right now. With this one, number 30, okay? You X that out. You don't have to write it. You don't have to show that X is, you don't have to copy the original. Just don't write it. Don't even look at it. They're going to cancel no matter what. And this is all you need have left. Here we go. Here's the actual setup, okay? So it's 1/3 dot 6. I don't like the dot that much in this way, but it's not bad because there's no decimal here. And 2. That's it. This is the only thing you do, dude. So if you want to continue, I don't know, just do some cross canceling. I know it's 12/3. I know it's 12/3, but I recommend you still practice cross canceling. So 3 can go into 6. 2 times is sub 1 time. So therefore the answer is 4. Same thing as 12 divided by 3. That is the answer. No matter what you do, whether you plug this in or not, it will always going to be the same answer. So it's 4. Pretty sure. Double check.
And then you have to add it to 2 squared.
2 squared? No. Okay. Wait. Why 2 squared? Tell me why
Because
you
it's
want to add it.
xyz plus z to the z power. And then,
Do you mean like this right here?
no, next to it.
Oh yeah, I see. Thank you. Dang it. That means good job. Oh man. Yeah. So okay, we're not done. So imagine that and then continue plus you're right. Yes, plus dang it. 2 squared. Right? Yes, 2 squared. That one that one you do need. So anyway, what was that again? 4 plus 4. So the answer is 8. Sorry. Good job. See? Told Dad, man. Don't worry too much. But you still, I know, he worries you spend too much time. There's no way around that, man. I'm just going to tell Dad. There is no way around that. You're still going to have to spend time. I know. Take a little break and finish it off. There's nothing. You're spending less time than some of your classmates. How about that? I'll tell Dad. I know for a fact. Okay, I think that's good. All right. Just take a break and finish it off. This assignment. Is that okay?